Hello and welcome. For millions of Americans, the dream of starting a family is out of reach because fertility treatments can cost tens of thousands of dollars. This week, the Trump administration rolled out a plan aimed at chipping away at that price tag. We'll look at what's in the deal, why it happened, and what it may mean for families. First, the headline. President Donald Trump unveiled a two-part initiative focused on in vitro fertilization, or IVF. Part 1 is an agreement with drug maker EMD Serono, the United States arm of Germany's Merck KGaA, to slash the price of three key IVF medications, Gonal F, Ovidrel, and Cetrotide. Part 2 is new federal guidance designed to make it easier for employers to add fertility coverage to their benefits packages. The president called the move a historic victory for American women, mothers, and families. To understand why IVF landed on the White House agenda, rewind to February 2024. That month, the Alabama Supreme Court ruled that frozen embryos could be treated as children under state law. Clinics briefly shut down, fearing legal exposure for routine lab work, and the decision ignited a national firestorm. Then-candidate Trump quickly voiced support for protecting IVF and promised to make it more affordable. Senator Katie Britt of Alabama, who raised the issue with him during the campaign, stood beside the president at this week's announcement. Let's dig into the drug deal. EMD Serono is the world's largest manufacturer of fertility drugs. Under the agreement, eligible patients who use all three covered medications will receive an 84% discount off list price. The White House estimates that could cut up to $2,200 from the medication bill for each IVF cycle, costs that often exceed $5,000. To access the discount, patients will enter their prescription on a new government website, trumprx.gov, slated to launch in January 2026. What's in it for the company? The administration is granting relief from certain Section 232 tariffs on EMD Serono's imported products. In return, the firm has pledged new United States investment in manufacturing and research, and it will receive accelerated FDA review for another fertility drug, Pergoveris.
This is the third pricing for tariffs deal the administration has struck with a major drug maker this month as it tries to bring United States prices closer to those paid overseas. Now, the second piece, insurance coverage. Today, only about a quarter of large employers offer any IVF benefit. The new federal guidance treats fertility coverage like standalone dental or vision plans, making it simpler but not mandatory for companies to add. There are no subsidies, no penalties, and no employer mandate. The administration's bet is that reducing regulatory friction will coax more firms to provide the benefit voluntarily. Reaction has been mixed. Supporters, such as Senator Britt, call it the most pro-IVF action ever taken by a president. Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services head Dr. Mehmet Oz even quipped that the country is about to see a lot of Trump babies. Critics counter that the plan breaks a campaign pledge to require or subsidize coverage. Senator Elizabeth Warren dismissed it as a broken promise, arguing that many employers will still opt out. Patients and advocates also note that medication is only one slice of the pie. Drugs account for roughly 20% of an IVF cycle, while lab work, procedures, and anesthesia can push the total well past $20,000. Lower drug prices help, they say, but do not solve the larger affordability crisis. Asked about objections from some religious conservatives, President Trump brushed them aside, saying, "You can't get more pro-life than this." So what happens next? The discount site launches in early 2026, and employers will soon decide whether to add the new standalone fertility plans. If both pieces of the initiative take hold, families could see meaningful relief on at least one part of the IVF bill. If not, the high cost of parenthood will remain largely unchanged. For now, the announcement represents a targeted but significant step in a long, expensive journey. We'll keep watching to see whether it delivers the promised help to hopeful parents across the country.